What is going on, Warriors? It's your boy Shin Ryu back in with another video, and we're going to be tackling the final character that has been unveiled today, pretty much the first, the one everyone has been expecting before the surprise that was dropped on us, between the last 2 days. And we're going to be looking at a kit. We're going to be looking at how valuable she is. It is important to pretty much stress the fact that she is pretty much one of the special summon characters. Okay, meaning you can only get her through the special summon until you actually hit triple S, by which then she becomes available in divination. It's also important to stress the fact that she's actually a win character. She's none of the non-factional characters, which can be both a plus and a minus. Okay, plus being the fact that it means you can use her to sort of like push further in the towers if she is as good as her special summon placement suggests. But otherwise, the fact that you're going to be going through a special summon to pull a regular character is a bit of surprise. But here's because that also means that if you're looking at into doing some sort of awakening, it's not going to work by pulling her here, right? She should definitely show up amongst this list. Obviously, I don't have her right now because I've not dealt her yet, but we're looking at the potential of her showing up. We're going to definitely see if you can, once you have like units, because you get 2 units, are you going to be able to start to use this regular to push her? Okay, so because if you look at this here, there's a reason why they actually created this criteria. All right, these that particular special ticket, whatever, they're telling that this probably supersedes whatever faction that they belong in, because they put this faction as either wind, thunder, or flame. Alright, and then they put master, and they put inferno, and they put a character like this, okay, meaning they don't fall within the category. It's going to be almost like what you see with the master and inferno characters, okay, which is a bit of a bummer as well. So we thought that was an advantage of her being a win character, but they're going to be putting focus on that avenue as well. Okay, so it's important to note that as well. And last but not the least, there was also something that I was also trying to pretty much decipher in the past. Some of you may have already figured that out because you already got a chaotic starlight, but just to have it official on there when it comes to working characters. Okay, the chaotic starlight, as I found out, is only available for the special characters. Okay, so if you look at, for example, let's just go to the master character right now. So you can see the chaotic starlight is here right now. If it was to work with any A frag, it should be available for any of these characters, right? However, you can't mix chaotic starlight as a standalone with anyone. You have to mix something else with it. But if I use something like Turnicam right now, everything is brought out because there's no duplicate Turnicami. If I use Gen, same thing works. However, we do have Goken, who is the one character that doesn't have a pair. If I click on Goken, you can see that chaotic starlight is available to pair with him. So that answers the question. It's strictly for the special character units, okay? And that would also be the same case for, it also pertains to Elena as well. Okay, as you can see, she has that special fighter mark there. All right, so let's get into her kit. First thing we're going to do is look into the passives, see what that's all about, what the keyword is. You know how we always do over on this spot here, and then we can now go right ahead and check the other parts of the kit as well. Okay, so let's go right ahead and look at the passive right now, and see if we can find the key term. So it says, after unleashing moving war dance, encourages war dance or enthuses war dance. I'm guessing that would either be triggered by, which would be either by trigger or by the FS, the fighting soul being upgraded, right? That's how you're going to get one of these other ones. You restore HP for all allies equals 10% of Summer Elena's max HP, then unleashes another non-upgraded war dance at random. Alright, which is regarded as a trigger skill. Okay, increases the healing amount to 15% of Elena's HP. That's level 2. Level 3 fuels super combo by 50 by triggering power of dance. Looks like it's now having more boost for super combos is now becoming a thing for these new characters. Upgrades another random war dance skill to level 2. Okay, so we're going to figure out what this war dance is all about, right? By going to the super Okay, so kicks the target enemy 3 times, dealing damage equal to 410% of attack. Also dispels one of the enemy's buffs and dispels one debuff on all character. So not only is as I mentioned before, Diviner Rose one that is going to be added to debuffs. She's also going to be added to debuff as well. As you can see right now, Ken, for example, is one person that's going to be dealing with a lot of buffs, debuffs on you. So her cleansing is going to be one of the perks that you want to have as well. Okay. And on level 2, it dispels 2 debuffs, which is actually crazy, from target enemy. Excuse me, 2 buffs from target enemy and 2 debuffs from all allies. Okay, grant immunity to stun to all allies for the next 5 seconds. Whatever she does, moving war dance. Okay, so actually these are all her moves. They're not any special triggers. So let's go to courageous war dance. All right, kicks the enemy 3 times as well. She loves kicking 3 times apparently. Looking at animation here. Too quick. Let's take no animation. Oh, okay. All right. Kicks the enemy 3 times, dealing damage equal to 348% of attack. If the skill is unleashed, restore HP for all allies equal to 1% of Summer Elena's max HP for 12 seconds. So this is actually pretty cool because she's not just healing. Most of these supports typically just heal and they do nothing else, which is why I have recommended pairing, the supports with characters like, Sea Viper or, Cammy. But in this case, she's actually attacking as well, so it kind of does makes it not a waste as she heals the character, her teammates as well. Except you're getting just 1% for 12 seconds. After the skills unleashed, restore HP for ally equal to 15% of Summer Elena's max HP for 12 seconds. Also, okay, so it was equal to 1% for Summer Elena's max HP for 12 seconds. Then becomes 15%. Oh, 1.5. I was going to say that's like a massive jump. 15%, that was crazy. So 1.5%, apologies, of Summer Elena's max for 12 seconds. Also increase defense of all lives of 15 percent for 12 seconds. And of course, 20% in the final level 4. So 1.5 and then 20%. That's what you're probably going to be getting because, as I've stressed in the past, you're probably already due for this level. Now, into this war dance. Dance is on the spot. Okay, dance on the spot. Let's see what happens. Dance on the spot. I think the animation is kind of off for now. Dance on the spot, increasing effect resist for all allies by 40% for 12 seconds. Kind of dispelled. Okay. Increasing effect resist for 40%. Kind of dispelled. For duration of the effect, allies recover HP equal to 6% of max HP. For each successful resist, can trigger once every 3 seconds. Okay, so she's almost like the ultimate healing character right now. All right. The first one you can actually hit it with that. A lot of people are not going to be using the 2 because if you're going to be pairing most characters who are on 2s, they're pretty much going to be damage dealing modes. But you can obviously do it sometimes if you want to get some more health. All right, but then you're getting help with the 1. So. But the effect resist is actually pretty good. This might help, with resisting bosses, but I don't know how long. For duration of the effect, allies recover HP equal to 9% of max HP. So from 6 to 9, the critical resist for ally by 50% increases it from 40 to 55. And then it becomes from 40 to 60. So that's going to be the max once you hit everything up. So it's all about just protection and buffs and everything, right? So let's look at the garage and let's see what 1 star does. Okay, ally fighters that trigger Summer Elena's Courageous War Dance gain 30% increased attack, 30% attack for 2 seconds. Ally fighters that trigger Summer Elena's Courageous War Dance take 30% less damage for 6 seconds. A short time frame, so you got to actually hit it on time, but I'm guessing as you're attacking, you're triggering this. Well, we'll see. The attack boost duration is increased to 6 seconds. Okay, that makes more sense now. And the damage reduction is increased to 10 seconds. Okay, so definitely looks like things that you might need to make Elena a bit more, deserving of being in a special character slot. So now let's look at the fighting soul, because this is where everything really hits. So you put in the assist position, what do you get? Each time an assist fighter successfully resists or has a debuff dispelled, the recover HP equal to 12% of some Elena's max HP. Can trigger once every 10 seconds. It's not bad. Would I want to use that? I don't know. I think she's better off being in the regular slot, but we'll see. Power of Dance upgrade another random war dance skill to level 3. Okay, these skills healing effects are increased by 50% for target below 25% of max HP. Nice. That gets you above 50% almost on time. Upon triggering Power of Dance, increases damage for all allies by 10% until the battle ends. Starts up to 5 times. You get up to 50% damage. So for what you're going to be losing, which in the defensive end, when you don't have her included, you can actually boost your attack even more. Alright? So that's the character in a nutshell with regards to that. What do I think? It sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty great as a character to expect here. But and like I said, there is no super wow factor. I haven't said the word wow while I was reading it, kid. But there's some, kits that when you read them, they actually might be more crazier in person than how they would feel when you actually, read it out loud, right? So what do we have with the summer with her? You get this regular stuff here. All right, I already have 110. Obviously, you get that from the daily missions. Then the island reverse, and this is where the rumored free Elena character is. So you can get up to 2. So you can get her up to A+. This is actually great. I love this concept right now, where if you're taking on this, you can get at least an A+, and then of course you can grind the rest off. I'm wondering if this is only going to apply to this special event. Hopefully not. I'm also wondering if it's only going to apply to special characters that fall under the factional units. I'm hoping not as well. But we'll see as time passes on. Here is where you can obviously summon her. I'm sticking with Goken for now. I was thinking about going for Akuma, but we'll see. I want Goku to be sort of like usable for a bit for actually go back to Akuma. Okay, and then of course we have these other events as well. These are events I'm going to probably tackle for the end of the night, and of course we have this as well. So this is what part of what her stuff comes in. If it comes to where's the actual vital supplies, what I'm looking for. The characters that come in here, not so great characters. So I don't know. I might be going for other stuffs, besides character. So let's go right ahead and let's go to her, limited time experience, and let's see how the character actually fares. First of all, you know how we always do around here. Typically, I'll split this video, but let's do it as one. Okay, so how we're going to do is we're going to check out the caliber of the opponents. First of all, that gives you a bit of a rough idea as to what to expect from the character, even if they're not working properly, because sometimes they do come with bugs. You can expect them to be good if they have good opponents. So let's go right ahead and start from here. We have Dalzim, Reggie. We have another Reggie, a third Reggie, another Reggie, another Reggie again. Okay, so based on the caliber of the characters, not super excited yet, but that only tells half the story, but typically tells a lot of the story as well. We're going to go right ahead and we'll start selecting our characters. Hopefully you can breeze through this. Okay, we're going to see how her effect is. We're particular about her C1 and the C2, her super combo on the C2, and then we'll do a C1 afterward and see which one is a better healing. But we're going to try and use her more than other characters for starters. Okay, I'm going to become a bit more selective with the units I'm using. Alright, and let's hit the fight button and let's see how we can do. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start with Elena, see what she does. Okay, we're going to do this again. Going to do this. Now this is weird. When did I get a C2? Is she bugged? I didn't get any up to the C2. Is it triggered? I'm confused. You know what? I may have to look at the character again. Elena is almost gone. And she's gone. Okay. Let's leave. Let's go over here again and let's see. Is this like, everywhere you don't have to trigger this? So skill cannot be unleashed by player. Oh, I missed this part. That was actually my fault. So skill cannot be unleashed by player. Automatically unleashes once after any assassin or attack class allied fighter unleashes super combo. Oh wow. Okay. So this one's for assassin, and then this one says tank or support. So they want you to have a balanced fighter. Okay. This is a bit tricky here. Okay. So you want to make sure that we have assassins or attack, or you want to have a mix of both. Okay. Charlie's going to represent the assassin class, I believe. Which is assassin, right? Yeah. And then let's see here. Zangief going to represent the tank. Alright, then we're just going to have one more backup. We're going to have him here. His balanced character. Let's see how it goes, okay? So, I didn't read that properly. I skipped that. That was my bad. So let's go right ahead and let's try Elena again. So this is how we go with the tank. We go with Chun-Li as well. But now, if you remember what it says, okay, let's leave. The C1 requires an attacker, and the C2 requires like a balancer, tank player or support. So that means we have to be very, very strategic as to who we choose in order to maximize these moves, right? So does Chun-Li have a C1? She does have a C1, so she's pretty much a waste. That is something you have to pay attention to, okay? So she's a waste in terms of being that, but she doesn't have to be the only one that is an option, okay? The next one we're going to look at is let's look for another assassin. All right, we have Guy. Guy's got the C1, so we're going to be using Guy as our C1 trigger. Then we need a tank that can do a C2, okay? Guy can pretty much come here. Can you do a C2? That's why they're giving us option. Yeah, you can. So Zangief has to come second, and then let's see how this translates. You have to be very strategic with Elena. This is a totally different mechanic as well. So we'll start with Elena. All right, we go with Guy. Now she does this. We go with Zangief. She does that as well, and then we do that. That explains why she wasn't doing any in the move. So we try to trigger her first. And then go with her again. Guy next. And we kind of lost Chun-Li there, but you can see the other characters are sort of fully charged. Okay, now we've lost Guy. Yeah, it kind of makes her tough. She's kind of tough to use for now. Like, you have to do a lot of thinking. The easiest way to do this, if you don't want to do a lot of thinking, is going through auto. All right, we're going to go right ahead. We're going to go through auto. We're going to choose the characters again. They're going to be there. We need the tank. We need Guy. I'll need Chun-Li. We're going to make sure that this is not automatic. So we're going to go with using her first. Okay. We're going to use Guy. We're going to use Zangief. We're going to use Chun-Li. And we're going to go auto. And let's see how it works out. Is she good as auto? I believe with her, if you want to actually do well in this, you have to sort of like be triggering. You got to click on her moves quickly. But if the problem is, if you lose one key character, she gets in trouble. The team gets in trouble as well. So so far, it's looking kind of tricky. Okay, it seems like you also have to be very particular with the characters you're picking as well. Let's look at Combat Gal. Who are you? You are an attacker. Okay. Let's see. All right. Yeah, this doesn't make sense. I need someone that's balanced. Is Blanca balanced? I think it's balanced, right? Yeah. Okay. So Blanca can come in for, let's see, the 2, Guy for the 1. All right, and then Chun-Li for the finisher. All right, so we're gonna go. Let's use Chun-Li to start. Okay. I'm actually trying to see what she does more, but let's try to use Chun-Li to start. We're gonna use Guy as a 1 for attack, Black as a 2, Chun-Li to finish it up. Let's see if this is a better team than the other team that we selected. Okay, and let's try and rush this up. Wow, that was an interrupt that actually went through on auto. But then you can see the opponent doing the moves. Once Thousand just gets his flame going, it just starts burning through. And what is ironic is that she's supposed to be removing debuffs to make us survive, but we are still struggling, right? So I don't know. What's my take on Elena right now? Gameplay wise, is not translating just like the way I read it. She does seem like a different kind of character. Seems very interesting. But from what I can see so far with regards to how everything is playing out, I'm not exactly sure. Let's see if we're gonna keep trying, different people. But as you can tell right now, you have to construct the team you're selecting around her if you want to succeed. Okay, there's obviously, and my assassins are actually well buffed. Okay, if I go to my fighting heart, my assassin is well buffed. My tank isn't bad as well. My balance is decent. Okay, so maybe the tank is someone I should actually pick. But then I did pick a tank. Tank didn't do much for me. We're gonna try one more time, okay, and see how it works out. All right, I'm already getting a bit of a glimpse of what to expect to the character. So we're just gonna go right ahead and just do the event one more time and see if we actually succeed. The rest of it I'm gonna try it offline. All right, pretty much away from recording. And if I discover something else, I'll definitely give you guys an update. But for now, you have to be very, very constructive as to the team that you select. Okay, so we're going to use a tank. I'm going to use an assassin. I think I'm going to go guy instead. I'm going to go guy as assassin. And then we need somebody to do something else. Maybe let's use combat gal. Okay. Somehow Chun-Li didn't work the other time. We're going to start with her. You have to make sure the assassin or the attacker strikes first, the tank strikes next, and then we can let Gal. Gal is, in my opinion, is underrated in the combat Gal. I think it's underrated by a lot of people. He does more work for me than Blanca does. Other people see differently. So we're gonna see how this goes right now. Wow. Burnt out, guys. Burnt out. I don't know, I didn't notice, but then we won. You can see, Gal, difference maker. But, yeah, on paper, it sounds really dope, alright? Maybe 1000 was a little bit difficult, but, now we're going to face Sea Viper, okay? The first thing you have to do, obviously, you have who is going to be your attacker. You have to decide that. In terms of attack, I'm going to go with Sea Viper, no doubt. Who is going to be my balance, support, or tank? Let's see. What is Mummy Dowsing? It's an attack as well. I'll put it there, and then I'm just going to put a proper tank. I'm going to go back to, okay, you know what? Let's do it manually, no problem. Okay, we're just going to have to try and remember. So do her. Oh, I missed it. See? Let's try again. We know the characters we're using. We're going to use him. So move is going to be simple. I'm going to be going with him first. Yep. Him next. Her last. All right. Let's see how this works out. Okay. We're going with Summer Elena first as the combo starter. So let's see. Oh, my bad. I didn't do this. So what's my thought here? For me, I feel like they're winning in spite of her, not because of her. No, we are having to attack as quickly as possible to avoid being killed. All right. So and of course we have the rest of this crew here, but that's pretty much my take on Elena. What do I think about the character? Boy, Is this why they give us like 2 free units? I'm not super convinced yet. Not super convinced. I'm just gonna be honest and be factual with you guys here. Okay, so but otherwise, like I said, we're gonna do some. I'm gonna do some more testing, and then if I discover something else, I'll definitely put in the comments. Let you guys know. But for now, of all the special, you know, summon characters, she gives me and I hate to say it, Dante vibes. Eh? When you go through Dante, you're like, you know what, Dante was a bit different. When you read the kit sounded exciting, but then it wasn't that great for her. She's good, not that great. Okay. But in terms of being, but then again, you have to remember her role is a support character. Okay, as a support character, she's amazing. All right, because think about the other support characters they have out there. You're gonna have people like Summer Yang. You're gonna have people like Ali Chun Li. I see kind of like sort of like I'm leaning towards her a bit. You're gonna have people like the Roses. And you're gonna have people like regular Elena as well. Street Poison. She gives you almost everything. The issue I have right now is that her her effects are not super noticeable. However, you are getting healed as often as possible. It's almost like you're having a lifesteal effect, right? So that's what makes her amazing. If she were like in the regular pool, the regular pool here, where the regular draw here, then she would obviously be amazing. But while being the best support unit, we have to admit she's the best because you don't have to worry about clicking on her. You can trigger it to others. She has her cons as well, like how Ivory has his cons, where if you miss out on one character, then you're almost in trouble. The only good thing is that you don't have to worry about a three. You only have to worry about one and a two. So she's still going to be effective doing her stuff, but you still would miss out on the final combo hit, which you want to use to finish up the character. But you're still going to survive anyways. Should have been undoubtedly amazing if she was in the regular draw. But being a special summon tickets, unless you guys are looking for a real support, you guys have to decide. For me, I can't see her coming ahead of any of the other characters, especially since they're that skin. Anyways, your boy Shin Ryu. Have a great day and cheers.